Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into episode 10 of Khemjira The Series, a turning point that mixes horror, destiny, and heartbreaking love in a way only this show can pull off. This episode, more than any before it, focuses on Pharan and Khem's emotional bond, the kind of connection that defies logic, religion, and even the supernatural. It's an episode where every whisper of the wind, every flickering candle, feels like it's pulling them closer to a tragic fate they can't escape. The story picks up the day after the group, led by Jet, tries to solve the haunting mystery surrounding Khem's apartment by setting up a spirit house. From the start, we sense something off. Even though this episode seems to open with calmness, the storm before the storm, there's tension underneath every line of dialogue. The effort to set up the spirit house wasn't just a random ritual. It's a desperate attempt to protect Khem, who's been the center of unexplainable spiritual attacks since Pharan's death. And this is where the emotional core begins. Khem isn't just haunted by spirits, but by love and guilt that won't fade. When Jet negotiates with the apartment owner to install the spirit house, it highlights how far they're willing to go for Khem's safety. The owner's hesitation and Jet's persistence mirror how human logic struggles against unseen forces. Even though the ceremony should bring peace, everything feels wrong: the overcast sky, the priest's unease, and Khem's restlessness. This atmosphere becomes symbolic of Khem's own state of mind. He's surrounded by people who love and protect him, yet inside, he's drowning in something much darker. The Spirit House ceremony itself is one of the most visually gripping sequences in the series so far. The Brahmin priest's discomfort, the unnatural chill in the air, and Khem's anxious glances create an eerie sense of dread. It's also a smart use of cinematic contrast. When the ceremony ends, the sun shines again, and for a moment, we feel relief. But the audience knows, it's too perfect. The show has trained us not to trust moments of calm. After the ceremony, we see a lighter tone. Jet and Chan start to relax, taking turns going out and bringing food, while Khem stays in the room. These brief scenes are deceptively peaceful, showing us how much they care for Khem, and how fragile normalcy is for them. But beneath it all, Khem's silence and gentle smiles suggest he's still haunted. The camera lingers on his expressions, soft, distant, like he's fading. And though Pharan doesn't appear physically, his presence is everywhere, in Khem's dreams, his stillness, and the way he unconsciously glances toward empty spaces. As night falls and Khem's birthday nears, Jet and Chan decide to stay awake to protect him. The pacing slows down intentionally here, building unease through stillness. Khem leans against Jet's shoulder, slowly drifting to sleep at exactly 11 p.m., like clockwork. It's a chilling detail, suggesting something beyond his control. His body sleeps, but his spirit, we begin to suspect, doesn't rest. Then comes the chanting scene, one of the most powerful and unsettling moments of the episode. Jet and Chan sit before a Buddha statue and begin reciting the Atipiso chant 108 times, hoping to protect Khem. The candles flicker, shadows move across the walls, and the rhythmic chant fills the room. The scene feels both sacred and suffocating, reflecting the duality of faith and fear. Every repetition of Atipiso, Bhagava, Arahant, Samasambudho feels heavier, as though they're fighting against an invisible force. But as they near the end of the 108th chant, the lights suddenly go out. Complete darkness. The show uses silence perfectly here. No jump scares, no screams, just the sound of breathing and the faint echo of wind. And then, Khem moves. Still asleep, he rises from the bed and walks out quietly, like something, or someone, is calling him. At this point, the episode shifts from suspense to horror. Chan wakes first, realizing Khem is gone. His panic feels real, and Jet's immediate reaction shows how protective he's become. They rush out to find him, trusting Chan's instincts that lead him upward, to the rooftop, not downstairs. It's a small detail, but crucial. The rooftop, the place where they placed the spirit house, becomes the perfect symbolic battleground between light and dark, faith and possession, love and death. When Jet and Chan reach the rooftop, what they see is devastating. The spirit house, which had once been bright and newly built, is now decayed, covered in cobwebs, and reeking of something foul. Time itself seems distorted, and it's as if the ritual they believed had worked was an illusion. This visual transformation isn't just horror imagery, it reflects Khem's inner collapse. His soul, once protected, is now consumed. Then they see him, Khem, standing at the rooftop's edge, facing away from them. The moment is beautifully tragic. The wind blows his hair, and everything slows down. Jet calls his name, voice trembling, while Chan stands frozen behind him, calculating what to do. Every second stretches painfully long. When Khem finally turns around, his eyes are no longer the warm brown we know, they're completely black, lifeless, yet full of emotion. And then, the line that breaks everything, "I'm taking him." Those 3 words are delivered so quietly, yet they echo louder than any scream. It's unclear who, him, refers to, Pharan, perhaps, or maybe Jet, the one who's cared for Khem since the haunting began. Either way, it's a declaration from the entity that has taken over Khem's body, a being that refuses to let him go. The moment is both terrifying and heartbreakingly romantic because it confirms what we've been suspecting since earlier episodes. Pharan's soul is bound to Khem's, but not in peace. Love, grief, and possession are intertwined, blurring the line between devotion and destruction. When Khem leans back and falls from the rooftop, time freezes. Jet's scream is silent, and Chan's expression is sheer disbelief. The screen cuts to black before we see the impact, a choice that leaves viewers haunted long after the episode ends. What makes this episode so emotionally heavy isn't just the horror, it's the romance buried within it. Every ritual, every chant, every desperate act by Jet and Chan stems from their love for Khem, but his heart remains with Pharan. Even in possession, even in death, Pharan's presence dominates Khem's world. It's a love story wrapped in tragedy, where affection turns into obsession, and salvation feels impossible. Episode 10 perfectly balances supernatural suspense and emotional storytelling. It doesn't rely on jump scares or cheap tricks. Instead, it builds fear through quiet moments, the stillness of the night, the flicker of a candle, the sound of chanting. But underneath all of it is a haunting question: how far can love go before it becomes dangerous? In the end, what we're left with isn't just fear, it's sorrow. Because when Khem fell, it wasn't just his body that was lost. It was the last piece of hope for Pharan and Khem's love to find peace. Their bond, so powerful and beautiful, has turned into something that defies life and death. So, Episode 10 of Khemjira the series stands as one of the most intense, emotional, and beautifully tragic episodes so far. It captures everything this series represents: love that transcends death, faith that battles darkness, and the painful truth that sometimes, the one who loves you most might also be the one who won't let you go.